Welcome to High Oracle's Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And we are now understanding that we have been dealing with an oppressive spirit. The chosen ones, men and women, have been dealing with spells going over our lives, our minds, from secret societies. These spells have been cast. Let me fix this up because it's still not acting right. These spells that have been cast over our parents' mind so that they would willingly give their gifts up to these colonizers, to these enslavers, to the spells of these people who have cast this negative energy over us, these spells, these hired spirits, through these secret societies. And, it covers a broad range. We understand that these oppressive spirits that are in our lives, these patterns that we're looking at, they have to be broken. There are specific ways that you're supposed to break these types of negative energies in your life when you're gang stalked, when you're being oppressed by demonic energy, when you're being oppressed by spells, hired energy, when you're being oppressed by people taking your personal items. All of these things have been used against the chosen one, and ultimately they will be a penalty for these people who have used these tactics. There is a penalty that we're looking at right now that, they cannot have their way anymore. They are being seen. They have to come out of the shadows to operate with their oppressive spirits, with the attached spirits that they have to these types of psychopaths, to these type of narcissists. This oppressive spirit, 222, as I'm saying this, it cannot be normalized that, some of us are just going to be sacrificed by the entity. It cannot be normalized that, the intelligent men, on college campuses, the ones that, God didn't send here, for confrontation to fight, those who are just going to use their abilities to help others with knowledge, doctors, lawyers, that they will readily available sacrifice these types of men because they do not want their abilities to move forward. They will sacrifice these women in the relationship because they do not want them to move forward in life above them. They do not want you to wake other chosen ones up. So this is why 333, as I'm saying that, again, this is why when you have received certain knowledge, that they have dispatched an enemy to you. They have dispatched an oppressive spirit to you. And you have to use the spiritual tactics. You have to be able to use different types of spiritual healing methods. Because for some people, the oppressive spirit that has been dispatched to them is meant to drive them crazy. Okay, let me say that again to you. The spiritual energy, the spiritual higher spirit, the demonic energy that has been dispatched to some chosen ones has been dispatched to drive them crazy. Okay, so that you're never able to use your gifts. You're never able to, be confident. You're going to experience self-doubt. You're going to experience rejection, lack. This has to be healed. And there are special methods that it needs to be healed. There are special rituals because certain methods can can make the situation immune to it. So I want you to understand these sacrifices is to keep these people, to keep their power. You will see them, get old. And on film, you will see them get old on pictures, and then they will come back rejuvenated because they have sacrificed so many people who were up and coming, rising in the community, rising chosen ones in the family, rising chosen ones, as women. And they need to be able to sacrifice these people to stay relevant. Or stay alive. So you will have people looking really, really sickly, really bad. They will start to look like they are, 80 years old and they're only, 50. It is because they have to be able to sacrifice someone. These people, these men who want to, regain their power, who want to regain other chosen ones' power, they are energy vampires. They are trauma bonding people in their life. They come on as, pretenders, but they are narcissists in the relationships to their children, to their wives, because ultimately, when they get tired of you, when they have siphoned all of your energy, once you become sick, they are tired of you. They want to discard you. They will discard you. They will unalive you and sacrifice you for your gifts after they've, intentionally given you, this cancer by siphoning your energy. They become very upset with chosen one men and women that they cannot siphon their energy. This is the reason why they react in anger all of your life. Your parents, your grandparents, your uncles and aunts, that orphan, that home, that adoption agency home that you were sent to, because they cannot siphon your gifts. The oppressive spirit is not working because you are divinely protected, even as a child. So these types of oppressive spirits that they are dispatching to you, in many cases, they have to be cleansed. They have to be cleansed by someone with spiritual authority. Again, I'm going to tell you, because a lot of you think that you're going to do the work yourself when you do not have the spiritual rank or the spiritual authority, to tread on, snakes and scorpions. And I want you to look that up. I think that's Luke 10 and 19. You have to have the spiritual rank, the spiritual authority to, remove these types of evil demons, these types of demonic spirits. When you're talking about, moving from level to level where a person has gotten used to grooming the people around them, making themselves look like they are the good person in community, in the business, in the relationship. And that is to make sure that they gain your trust. That is to make sure that they gain the chosen one's trust. That is to make sure that they pit you against each other in your own communities, in your own household. Okay? So that you understand, these spirits that have been dispatched to you, these spirits that have been oppressing you, they can only be moved through certain rituals, through certain methods. And once you start to remove these types of entities from your life, once you reach out to me so that I can help you to remove these types of spirits. Once we have the spiritual authority to cast them down into the pits of hell, then we have the understanding that once that negative entity is removed from that narcissist, then they start to experience what they had in their mind trying to, unalive chosen one, trying to siphon their energy where they're sick, trying to siphon their mental health so that they are on medicine or in a institution the rest of their life, so that they are enslaved, so that they take their self-confidence. Okay. They will become very upset, very angry, enraged when they cannot attack you the way that they want, when your light overshadows them. And they will shoot, they will try to, siphon your energy. They will shoot for, taking you somewhere isolated so that they can harm you, in peace. Okay, or in pieces. Okay, we want to make sure we're seeing what we're seeing. We want to make sure that we've been seeing this through the enslavers. We want to make sure that this is what our parents was trying to protect us from, the colonizers. Men and women, colonizers. So we have to make sure that their behavior has not changed. These oppressive spirits, the decrees, the spells that they use in their laws have gone over into a lot of our minds, our bodies, our behaviors, the way that we conduct ourselves in the home, the hatred that some of our parents will conduct themselves with because they have sold themselves out and being rewarded by these entities. To be in alignment with these oppressive spirits, they have dispatched these oppressive spirits. And when you cleanse this negative energy in your life, then that spirit is going to go back to all of these people who were involved, and they are going to fall like dominoes. It will be fatal for a lot of them. So we have to make sure that you understand that we're cleansing with our full moon cleanse. We're cleansing. You can use a lot of the rituals that I have given you here on this channel to get started. But a lot of your situations have gone from natural to unnatural, and you need a progressive, aggressive method in order to slap these demonic entities down. Okay, so this is what we are understanding. Again, we need to make sure that you understand that these are demonic spirits, oppressive spirits that have been dispatched to the chosen ones, their life, their finances, their health, their mind, their children, their relationship, their business dealings. And so we want to use a progressive spiritual healing method to remove these types of demonic spirits out of our life, out of our children's life, so that we can move forward and we can see where the home of the wicked lie and identify those people who have dispatched them to us. So I hope that you received this message. Please like, share, and subscribe to me over all of my platforms. Book your consultations so that we can use a regular healing method or ritual to cleanse your situation if you have demonic attachments. Like, share, and subscribe to me. Donate to my channel. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.